Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And we are going to step back for just a few minutes and not talk ducks, okay, and waterfowl. All right, but we're not talking that other thing that you said that we weren't going to talk about.
If Ron was here, he'd be crying. I think he'd be over in the corner.
Ron is not here, okay? Ron does not know what we're doing today. Ron Wong, if you're listening, we're not doing anything that involves okay, that's it. All right, we are going to talk a little deer hunting here. We're going to talk a little TWRA, and I'm really glad to have a relatively newcomer to the TWRA on for the first time on Outdoors with Larry Ray. I hope she has not heard all the bad stuff that they talk about me in the agency office in Nashville, but at the same time, continue to be one of my prime sponsors here. And when I asked Jeremy Dennison, I need to talk to somebody on this segment, and well, I didn't know that she was going to have her little one out there with her when she was doing all this, but that adds to it. But we're really happy to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray Sonia Mongold. She is the Wildlife Health Program Coordinator for the TWRA and has only been with the agency about a year and a half. Good morning, Sonia.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, explain that position because, explain Wildlife Health Program Coordinator. I don't think that means you go around and giving everybody booster shots or anything like that at the office. But
I hope not. That might be an endeavor.
Tell us what, because I know you have worked with our good friends in Louisiana and U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. So talk about your duties with the TWRA.
Sure. So I would also say this is a relatively new position.
Yes, I thought it was.
With the TWRA. So it's a fairly new program. I work alongside our wildlife vet, Dr. Dan Grove, whom you may have spoken with on the show as well a number of times. And so we are leading up the wildlife health program. So just like there is a deer program for the state, a waterfowl program for the state, and so on, bear program, there's now a wildlife health program for the state. So we are available to support any wildlife health needs throughout the state. So there's a lot of overlap with all of the other programs. And as you can imagine, chronic wasting disease is kind of the front runner right now for all of the wildlife health program priorities.
And we're, of course, I've never hunted deer on Halloween before, like I did this year as the opening day of the CWD unit where I hunt. It felt real weird hunting deer with a rifle in October, but we have involved into this CWD, and folks, if you don't know, that's chronic wasting disease, as Sonia mentioned. And the TWRA is heavily involved, and I'm assuming a lot of your duties, Sonia, is keeping track what's going on with the CWD and things along that line. Is that right?
Yes. So in regards to CWD, is definitely keeping track of what's going on. We do surveillance and monitoring, and help decide on what the management approaches are going to be wherever CWD has been found, and then support all of our regional staff in accomplishing any of those efforts.
And that brings me to a release this week from the TWRA related to a new monitoring CWD, as the headline said, gets easier with the introduction of a new tool, which we've gone space here with apps and everything else, but now you're able to join a nationwide effort which is called the Chronic Wasting Disease Alliance, and I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yes, absolutely. So this is it's a new online tool that hunters can use to access hunting regulations and get information on CWD as it relates to wherever they might decide to go hunt. So if you are from Tennessee and you want to go to a different state and hunt, but you're not really sure exactly where to go to find all of that information, this is kind of a one-stop shop for that information. It was put together, like you said, by the CWD Alliance, and different state agencies help to provide information about their own state. So Tennessee is no exception. We helped to kind of review and edit the information that's on the website regarding Tennessee regulations, carcass transport rules and regulations, and where exactly CWD is within Tennessee.
And you've been on the job about a year and a half. Did you come here from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife or from the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries? Which one of those did you work for before you came here?
Yeah, most recently, before coming here, I was with U.S. Fish and Wildlife in a biological technician position. And before that, and kind of at the same time, I was getting a master's degree at University of Louisiana in Monroe.
Okay.
And before I decided to get that master's, I was working in fisheries for the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. So kind of a little bit of everything.
Well, this position, are you excited about what's going on in this all new? It's almost like you're at ground level and helping build it. So talk about what keeps you busy right now.
So right now we actually are doing a really big effort in putting together the CWD strategic plan.
That's what I thought.
It's going to be yeah, exactly. You've heard about it.
Yes, I have.
It's a huge endeavor.
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a 5-year plan that outlines all of our management and response, our research goals, our sorry, there's the babe.
That's okay.
Our research goals, outreach and communication goals, and our surveillance and monitoring goals. So, like I said, it's a 5-year plan outlining all of those different objectives and strategies and how we're going to achieve all of the goals we're trying to achieve with chronic wasting disease.
And I assume you work out of the Nashville office. Is that right, Sonia? I mean,
yes, that's right. I'm located at the Nashville office.
Okay. Well, I know we're talking a relatively newcomer to the TWRA fan, Sonia Mongold, and with her title is Wildlife Health Program Coordinator for the TWRA. And of course, all of us are vitally interested in CWD, particularly in West Tennessee, which continues to grow counties, as we never know when exactly. You just need to read your rules and regulations, folks. Folks have asked me this. The hunting guide now includes all this information, and I know communications is part of your job there, Sonia. Getting the word out about misinformation, right? I mean, there's a lot of that out there too, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's that is a huge component of chronic wasting disease is the outreach and communications efforts behind that. Just to make sure people are getting the information that they need to hunt in a CWD-affected area, understand how to get your deer tested, how to get the sample. There's so much communication involved there, and to help understand how to differentiate between maybe a chronic wasting disease looking deer versus a hemorrhagic disease wasting deer. So just there's so much information that can be shared about chronic wasting disease. It's amazing.
And that's why there's 3 different pages in the hunting guide about it. So I can tell you that. So before we let we go, we got to know who's on the radio with you right now. Who is that little person there?
Yes, this is my 7-month-old Bodie Mongold.
Okay, Bodie? Is that his name?
Bodie. Yep.
All right, Bodie. Well, see, now you can, when we send you a copy of your segment, you can say that Bodie was on the radio when he was 7 months old, and I don't know who others. I don't think we've ever had we've had some that act like. No, I'm not. I take that back. No, Frank's looking at me. But we've never had a 7-month-old before on Outdoors with Larry Ray in 22 years. So you just broke the record, Sonia. Okay.
All right. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you for taking time, and I hope we talk to you down the road again, okay?
Absolutely. My pleasure.
All right. Have a great weekend. Goodbye, Bodie. All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All All right. Oh, that was my kind of language there, a 7-month-old. I just wanted to hear him. The little fellow was laughing. You know, he didn't know duck season opens when it opens or anything, does he? No. Well, now we need to have a program coordinator who deals in health of animals, and that's pretty cool. You know, I mean, we don't think about that with ducks. Do you look and see how healthy your ducks are after you've killed them? Do you check out their vital signs?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell them how fat they are.
That's what I'm talking
like
about. Yeah. I mean, you know, I've heard so many people say, I just killed a 50-pound coyote. Well, he must have eaten another coyote to get 50 pounds. But, you know, a healthy duck, you can look at him, right, Buck? I mean, you've looked.
You ever kill one weighs 3 pounds?
Yes.
He looks like a goose almost. People say, oh, you know, they kill these big ducks. But
Okay, so now, and Frank, you do that too. I mean, you look at your ducks, and of course, you want them to be healthy when you string them up there with your pitcher by them. So
I look at every one of them.
you look at every one of them.
I look right down the Beretta. Bam.
Oh yeah, well the Beretta, yeah, that's
So
for sure.
How much? So many teal. How much do you lead them by?
Oh yeah.
Depends on how fast they're swimming. You know.
How many bands you got, Buck?
I used to have a whole lanyard full, and about 10 years, maybe 12 years ago,
Yeah.
somebody stole my lanyard from a hunting camp.
You lost all those bands?
I lost all the bands. Now I've got about 25 or 30. That
Really? Now, who would do that? I mean,
I think I know who stole them.
Oh, he
If I ever
thinks he
see him
does.
with them, I'm going to kill him.
have you seen-
You know, it's unfortunate, Larry, but I've heard that several times. From
Really?
different people, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
if you got a lanyard full,
Yeah.
people stealing them.
Wow.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody want to tell me how many they got? I mean,
I had a bunch.
I know you got a bunch. We're not counting you. You're a
No,
professional.
most of mine are goose bands.
Yours
really.
are goose bands.
Yeah.
Frank, you killed a few?
3.
3. Well, that makes me feel
I've got a
better.
friend that's
Most
got,
of I don't know who shot him, but I know my dog brought him back.
that's why I always told people, you don't have to worry, the dog will bring the duck back to the person who killed it.
Who
Yeah,
killed
right.
it, right? Well, I don't know that about doves sometimes because I've had a lot of doves I thought I killed, and 3 other people said they killed them too, you know, at the same time. But anyway, all right, we're in studio with legendary Buck Gardner and over there with Frank Barton and John Gordon, and we're going to take a break, and we're through with deer for the day. We're going to history lesson 101 from Marion, Arkansas. I don't think anybody knows. Well, there is somebody that knows, but Frank is passionate about the Sultana, and we're going to talk to Frank over there, Frank Barton, about the Sultana and the new museum that they just broke ground on in Marion. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.